Okay, Shad, I believe we are live. And good day, everybody. This is the Ecclesiarch here, back to you with some more Horus Heresy Legions. And today we're doing the card creation tournament for the Immovable object, which was basically a card creation tournament about can't attack. And that's a pretty interesting keyword because you really want to see how people manage to balance that because it can be obnoxious. Hello, Eager. Nice to see you. And of course, guys, I'm here with none other than Shad. So what's going on, Shad?
Hiya guys, I'm here, and I'm excited because I personally love structures. I just wish they were better in the game because they have a long, proud tradition of being utterly horrible.
Well, yes, mostly they are not good. Though, I mean, we are probably going to see something non-structure as well because, I mean, can't attack can also be used with other things. But yeah, I assume there's going to be a lot of the immovable object is actually teacher's beard. Oh my god. Okay, so
he's got a point. I cannot imagine you without a beard. That would be
I
strange.
cannot imagine me without a beard. I haven't been without a beard for like at least 10 years. And hello,
Wow.
Transcend, Bruno, Nadir. Hey, everybody. Nice to see you. And
Aww.
did you get
Doesn't like. To be fair, no one likes the police. This does make sense.
Oh my god. Speaking of the police chat, let's start with your card. Also, guys, I do not have my own card. I've been lazy, so you can give me the bad boy points. So, Defense Laser, 9 energy, 312. Actually, the stats are pretty structury, to be honest. And you got can't attack. Whenever your opponent plays a tactic, deal 9 damage to the enemy warlord. Oh my god. Shad. This is pretty scary. And I assume that this is like Malagur's, right? So
Yes.
if you use a tactic to remove it, it still shoots.
Oh yeah. So, go ahead, play Void Engagement. I dare you.
Yeah, this is very scary, to be honest. There are ways of reducing structure cost as well. I think it would be even uglier when you're playing against something that is very tactic heavy, like Thousand Suns, for example, and so on. But
God, can you imagine how the Fulgrim could possibly try and stop this? That would be awful.
Yeah, Fulgrim's not gonna stop this. Yeah, this is pretty crazy. I would say, Shad, however, that this card would have actually been extremely powerful if the cost was low and the stats were lower, and of course the deal damage was lower as well. I think this could make a very serious early to mid game threat. Because late game, it's hard to bring this out, I guess. What do you think?
That is true. They might be able to chase you out of your combo and kill you before you can even get to it. So, yeah, it's definitely a point. But that's kind of why the effect is so big and splashy. It is supposed to be just a big, famous, like flashy, interesting ability. But yeah, I can see it. Maybe like a 6 energy, 5 energy or something.
Raziel has a point. There's also a certain ambassador in the game.
No, it's not. He only exists in Legacy mode, and no one plays Legacy mode except me.
Exactly. Yeah, Fireman, you can write the question and I'll answer you in between. No problem. Okay, so, yeah, Shad, I actually like maybe Desperate Defense combo. Could be interesting with this.
Now you're brewing. That's a good idea.
Or you could play the thing. Oh my god, what is called the card that has Magnus on it.
Yeah, Astral Rift or whatever.
Astral Projection or whatever.
Astral Incursion.
Incursion, yeah, there you go. That could also be good. Or yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting, to be honest. So I can see that it has some uses. So maybe it would be a very specific combo based deck. But yeah, I'd say pretty good. Pretty interesting for sure.
Thanks, man. All right. Well, there's none of you, so I guess we're going straight into the regular cards for my next one to talk about then. So,
yeah, Omegon.
Without any further ado, Omegon, 5 energy legendary Alpha Legion tactic. Give your warlord, after attacking, deal 2 more damage to the target. If the target has can't attack, give it maintenance 1.
Oh, damn.
Right, so problems here. 1, that is a warlord attack buff with some strange lore justification in a faction that doesn't really do that sort of thing. 2, that maintenance is permanent. So
yes,
if you can contrive giving your opponent's warlord can't attack for a turn, you will permanently be able to give them maintenance, which is very unfair. I mean, it also screws over Titans, especially, but I mean, that's fine. No one cares about Titans. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, that maintenance should be temporary. Also, the fact that it deals the extra damage just seems strange to me. You also don't need the colon after warlord. You just the quotation marks are correct. But yeah, otherwise, yeah. Balance-wise, for its costs, should probably be 6 energy, because there's a 5 energy version of this that already exists in...
And it doesn't have the extra stuff in the Orphans of War,
exactly.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I guess it needs to ramp up the cost a little bit, because, as mentioned, there's already an Orphans of War card like this. People are already writing that as well, and, you know, you never want to power creep cards that are already pretty good. So, you know what it is.
To be fair, that card doesn't see any play, but that's only because Orphans of War don't have a good aggro warlord, or at least they didn't.
Yeah, like imagine if like you had current Endritar with that, like yikes.
Yeah. There's fun things you can do with them in Legacy, although they're not the best, but you know, they work. Yeah.
So hello everybody, to whom I have not said hello yet. Welcome to the stream, and Fireman, yeah. You can ask the question if you want, and I'll answer in between the discussions. Okay, let's move on then. Okay, Entrenched Auxilia. Bit of an ass resolution on the card. But I like that. It's actually pretty cool. It's a model. As you can see, those are models, but it does look pretty beautiful. I like it. Or is it an art, actually? I don't know, Shad. Is that art?
No, those are models, yeah.
Oh, well, goes to show why it's good. So 3 energy, 4/4. Now already it has like stats higher than the cost, already making it a good card by itself. Solar Auxilia, rally, gain frontline and can't attack until the end of your next turn. Now that I think is actually pretty cool. So here's the thing. Usually when you have cards that have higher stats than their cost, usually it's like Powercraft Modern legendaries mostly, or well, I mean, to be fair, we used to have some crazy stuff like that as well, like Sergar Targost, but it wasn't as common. I think nowadays a lot of legendaries are powercraft in terms of stats, but back in the day, I remember mostly in my day, so basically how it used to be was when you had something with higher stats than the cost, it either attacked by itself or had some debuff that it dealt damage to itself or something. So I think the fact that it gives itself can't attack is actually a very decent debuff. And plus, it's until the end of your next turn, which means you're not attacking with this in the next turn either. So it's just a good frontline card that it's going to protect you. To be fair, I quite like it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I agree. It feels very appropriately statted and costed for a modern Horus Heresy Legions, because, like you said, it is overstatted, but that is a meaningful downsize. The Solar Auxilia tag, I don't usually like tribal tags like that, but it seems to fit within the power budget, because realistically, 3 energy 4/4 vanilla these days would not be enough. Sadly, it's sad to say, but it's true. The front line helps, but it's not quite enough by itself, especially coupled with the minor downside of can't attack. And that is a minor downside, because realistically, this thing is going to get killed, because that's what its job is. It's front line; it gets in the way. But yeah, I like it. Well, it seems well balanced. The only thing I would say is the art is a bit like you could have slapped that through an upscaler and put a filter over it, like an art oilify filter or something. Yeah, it's a good card.
This actually reminds me of what your comment reminds me of Hearthstone. Like, you remember when Chillwind Yeti used to be a good card, chat? Because it had higher health. And now, imagine playing that in current Hearthstone. Same with Legions. Like, this would be an insanely good card back in the day, but now, yeah, it's just cool. I mean, yeah, with Lucretia, you can play for cheaper, but, well, that's the Warlord problem, I would say. Okay, so let us move on. Altar of Blood.
See.
Oh, Raz said it was actually cropped from an existing art. Interesting.
Do you mean an existing art, or do you mean a picture that the studio have taken and like put through Photoshop? Because it's those are models. They look like models.
This is cool art, by the way, right here.
Yeah.
I think it's
Altar
AI,
of Blood.
though.
Yes. Looks like it. 4 energy, 3/7, chaos structure, epic rarity. Can't attack, of course, and relentless. Destroy another troop with lowest attack. If there is none in play, destroy this troop. 1 energy, give +2 attack to a troop. Interesting. Okay, so it will always target the weakest thing on the field besides itself. And then if there is nothing, it will destroy itself. So that's an interesting control tool. And the fact that you can buff any troop, not necessarily your own, you can buff your opponent's troops, and then like hopefully they stick around for a turn and then die to the altar. There's some interesting mechanics going on there. Yeah. Would it be good? I mean, it's appropriately statted for a can't attack structure. So it's not like you're paying for a really like dubious effect that might not go off, and you're having to pay with shit stats for it. It's a big chunk. Like your opponent's not going to be able to remove it easily. What do you think, Teach?
Okay. This is very interesting. Honestly, this seems like a good card. Like this is what I call a good card, you know? Great, interesting. I don't know how much of play it would see, but it definitely is pretty interesting because, I mean, honestly speaking, the counter to this is what? The enemy drops this, you just don't play a troop next turn, maybe
And it
energy
kills
dump,
itself,
and it
yeah.
just dies. But it's interesting, though, because it can also be good with, like, token warlords, like, for example, Tybalt Mar. So I always like these kinds of things because it's pretty interesting. Like, it's not just, oh, it's so strong. It's just, like, interesting, nice little effect. My only realistic issue with this would be that probably wouldn't see much play. Otherwise, the idea and the execution is pretty damn good. I like it. The art is also well made. It's apparently AI art, you can guess it, but it's pretty good. So that's...
Well, the fact it slows the game down as like a control tool is pretty interesting. There are a few spelling and grammar issues, as I do need to point out, though. It should be destroy another troop with the lowest attack, or so destroy a random troop with the lowest attack, or a troop with the lowest attack at random. And if there are none, if there are no other troops in play, destroy this troop would be how you'd word that second clause.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, yep, fine. It's pretty well formatted, honestly. These are just minor English nitpicks. Yeah, I quite like that. Yeah.
All right, before we move on, Fireman, just to quickly answer your question, and yes, of course, in terms of that, it's better to dedicate another time to it. I'm going to have a stream for Warpforge in the coming days, so you can ask me more questions there. But just to give you a quick answer, you did a good thing for buying that. It's really good now. It was used to be an absolute trash, but now it's actually really good. It can actually win you games. So good choice in spending your resources. That's a great card. And I'll have a video out for that actually in the next few days. And you can ask me any questions privately on Discord or the next stream. No problemo. So, Excilio. Okay, no day is complete without a Emperor's Children card. So, man, those guys are so popular. Like, everybody always makes EC. 6 energy, 7/7. The Prideful Headhunter. Is this the real character, Shad? I can't remember.
No idea. Don't recognize him.
But anyway, it's pretty cool. Can't attack and first strike. And the ability is to lose can't attack this turn and attacks by itself. Ooh, interesting. So the whole idea of this bad boy is that he has higher stats than its cost, right? Once again, we have +1+. You know, this is so interesting. Chad, if you notice, people are doing can't attack is always associated with higher stats, which actually I think makes quite a bit of sense because usually when you have a debuff like that, you want to have higher stats. And the next turn you lose 2 energy. Let's be realistic, this is not going to go face. This is mostly going to go for value. Though it is a bit of a nerf that it's, you know, doesn't really... you can't really choose where it goes. I think it doesn't have to attack by itself. I think to just lose can't attack and attack wherever you want would still make this card pretty okay because 6 energy 7/7 is quite all right.
Well, the AI for attacks by itself does take into account free hit mechanics. So if it has a very obvious value trade, it will 9 times out of 10 make that trade after all. That was why they had to patch the defense force so that it only comes back at the end of the turn, because it was if the Emperor, it was a Night Lord's card, wasn't it? It had murder and terror, and it was getting free hits on them, and then the thing was respawning, and it was going, "Oh, I can now act again because of my murder trigger. I will kill the most important free thing I can. Oh, look, a 10 drop. That must be it." And it would just loop itself forever, wouldn't it? So
yeah, and or
it's
something like that.
So I don't actually think it needs to be adjusted in that way, but it wouldn't be a bad thing necessarily. My issue, and I do like the design in theory, is it doesn't feel like you're getting enough for your what you're paying for it, because this is a 6 energy 7/7, then you're paying another 2 energy every time you want it to attack. So minimum that's 8 energy for a 7/7 first striker. Hypnos pointed out in the chat actually at the same time. Yeah, it's just not enough. I think the balance it'd be better if it was like a 4 drop, but the can't attack by itself and attacks by itself thing was like 3 energy or something. Like the energy cost needs to be more significant. So your opponent then has this sort of game of, ooh, do I leave the Excilio alive and maybe my opponent really spends some energy to activate him, or I can gamble on him actually wanting to do things with his energy other than that. So, it could even be like 3 energy 7/7, and then it costs like 4 or 5 energy to activate. Can you imagine? So he's a really lazy wanker, this Excilio. But the idea is cool. It's just the numbers need jiggling around. That would be my theory.
4 energy 3 cost is better, because you always want to have the amount of energy available next turn to do that. Yeah, I think it's a great concept.
Yes.
Only just reduce the cost of the card, because
it interacts with perfection really interestingly as well. So it's a clever use of mechanics that combined with their existing faction mechanics. That's one of the other things I like about it. Yeah,
absolutely, that is very, very good. And just think about it this way: in modern HHL, 6 energy 7/7 isn't really that.
Fucking hell, the power creep in this game sometimes.
Yeah, otherwise, like back in the day, it would have been better. But I would say, yeah, reduce the cost to like 4, make the energy 3, and then you have an insanely good card.
Yeah, I would. Yeah. Cool card, cool idea. Right, what's next? The Eternal Fortress. 5 energy, 110, Iron Warriors structure, legendary. The Iron Cage. Oh, technically this is the Scouring, so this isn't eligible. No, I'm kidding. That's fine. This is right afterwards. Front line. Give all friendly units can't attack. When attacked, give the attacker can't attack, and Relentless deal 2 damage to self until this structure is destroyed. Okay, I get the flavor, but this formatting is a mess. But yeah. God, where to begin? So obviously this is very flavorful. You know, you're baiting your opponent into attacking. If they do, they keep on getting punished until the Eternal Fortress is gone. None of your other troops can attack either while it's going on. It's messy. So the way you would word that, you don't need to say give all friendly units can't attack. It would just be all friendly units can't attack. That's minor. Then it would have to have something like whenever a troop deals combat damage, or whenever a unit gives combat damage to this unit, or so when this unit is attacked, give the attacker. Yeah, there you go. That would be the easiest way to do it, wouldn't it? Give the attacker can't attack, and then you would need to quotation mark this. Quotation Relentless, deal 2 damage to this unit until the Eternal Fortress is destroyed. That would be how you'd word that. Is it powerful enough, is the question now then. Well, it's a 110, so for 5 energy with frontline, but that is a little understated still. Technically it's not. That is above the normal rate of stats, but it's a very poor distribution of stats, because one attack does basically nothing, so the attacks on it are free, so its health is devalued. What do you think, Teach?
Here's the issue. When you play this, your warlord permanently gets can't attack. That's one thing.
No. It's a passive aura. So when the Eternal Fortress is destroyed, the effect goes away.
Ah. Oh, it's an oh. Okay, understood. Um, Honestly, there's only one problem that I have with this,
Hmm.
and I think Raziel already mentioned it. Like, why would anybody attack this when this also acts as a huge debuff for you? Like, there is one bonus to it. Iron Warriors depend on energy. Like, they not depend on energy. They have a lot of active abilities, right? So Vantage and
Yeah.
things like that. So it could go into their favor. But what I think the problem with this is that your opponent can choose to not really react to this, that just maybe build a little board and then, but then again, we are forgetting something, guys. Like, technically speaking, current Iron Warriors have the Alchemist Grammaton combo, right? So technically speaking, every turn you're not trying to destroy this, the game gets delayed and delayed and delayed,
Mm.
and then he gets to the Grammaton combo, and suddenly you're not feeling too good.
Yeah,
Because
get done 20 or 30 damage to the face.
yeah, so technically speaking, even though it might seem like it's not like strong enough, it kind of will be strong because every turn you delay and not kill this, your opponent is getting close to the Grammaton. So yeah, I think it would have place in the decks, for real. It's just that it's only enforcing the obnoxious combo, though I can't really complain much because that's their only win con as
Yeah,
it stands today.
that's EG's fault. That's not this card's
Yeah.
fault. Yeah, I just feel it just feels clunky for what it is. Like all of this very complicated, like giving attackers can't attack and relentless deal 2 and all that. It seems very messy when it would be a lot easier, if
Mm.
admittedly more boring, to just say like whenever this unit is attacked, deal 4 damage to the attacker or something like that. That's you know. But yeah, it's cool.
Oh,
I like the idea that it makes you not attack, but obviously Iron Warriors can function quite well without attacking, so they don't actually mind that much. So yeah,
Lunaraya
I
actually
like
has a
the
good
idea.
question, by the way. So
Hmm.
Lunaraya asked that if the fortress is jammed, won't everything that had been given by the fortress stick once it's destroyed because it's jammed now?
No, it would. So it would jam the fortress, but the effect itself would still be permanently attached to that troop. So it would still be
Okay.
checking for a troop called the Eternal Fortress to die or leave the field or something like that. So the effect wouldn't go away once it'd been given until the fortress dies. At least that's how it should work. E.g., spaghetti code. Who knows? Who knows how
Hey,
it would actually work if they made it?
fair enough. Hey Max, welcome to the stream. So we got a common card. Okay.
Hey,
Defensive stance. Custodes card, 1 energy. Give can't attack to a friendly unit until the end of your next turn. Trigger its nemesis. Yeah.
that's very cool. I
That's
like how
actually
that
really
interacts with
good.
Sentinel. Yeah, that interacts really interestingly with Sentinel. Because obviously you're extra paying for that effect if you actually get it.
That's actually pretty good, I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I really like that.
There's
And
so
the
many
fact that
interesting
it's like,
stuff.
yeah, the fact it's so narrow as well, but like obviously you would only take this in a Nemesis build. So yeah, that's oh man, that's really cool, and the art's great as well. Yeah, hang on, no, I've got to look. There's got to be a wording error in here somewhere. Aha, detected.
Okay, he found it.
I did. Trigger is not capitalized. But no, otherwise, good job, man. This is perfect. Otherwise,
This is pretty good. Yeah, I like this one. This is
could even
simple,
tack on
effective.
front line. That's interesting. Yeah, I could see that. That might, but like honestly, it's probably fine as is, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely,
All right,
absolutely.
I like that. Yep, good card. Not much else to say to that, really. Do you have anything to teach?
Not really, it's
we
just
just
good. Solid.
yeah. All right. Well, Garden of Slaanesh then. Next one. 4 energy, chaos structure with 2/7 stats. Garden of Slaanesh, the endless pleasure. Can't attack, of course. Vantage, someone actually coded Vantage in. Well done. Enemy units with Disorient have Berserk. 1 energy. Disorient an enemy and its adjacent units. Okay, so
Before
the
we
way that's worded.
continue, Chad, there's a question with Vampira. Yes, all
Oh,
of these
yeah.
cards are going to have can't attack because the condition of this contest was that they submit cards that have can't attack somehow integrated. Yeah, please, Chad,
Yeah,
continue.
yeah. we change the sort of the rules and the idea behind each contest every 2 weeks. So the next one, who knows what it'll be, but it'll be something interesting, I'm sure. Anyway, yes. So disorient an enemy and its adjacent units. The way that's worded in normal EG terms, that's a targeted effect. So we should analyze it as such. Stat-wise, it is slightly above average, so that is fine. You're not paying through the nose for a mediocre effect. The fact it has Vantage is pretty cool. I do wonder if this might actually be verging on being a little too strong is the thing, because essentially that's a optional rally. So you can play this as a 5 energy version, and you get a even more annoying, what's the word? Cacophony commander. So I actually think this might be too strong, ironically.
Raziel's comment is great. Every entry must contain a grammatical error next contest. Oh, don't worry, guys. We've already had that contest because every entry still has an error. So.
Yeah, I don't need to add that. You're right. I think this is too strong. The more I look at it, the more it's just Cacophony Commander, but better.
Too much
Cacophony
HP.
is already good enough.
Too durable.
Yeah, no, make it a 2/6. That way it's flavorful, right? Holy number.
Yeah,
but
I mean, better.
Yeah, the fact it can hit the warlord as well is surprisingly relevant. Honestly, I think you should take the Vantage away. Well done on coding it in, but I don't think it should have it.
I'd say yeah. I think Vantage should go because the enemy will have then have a chance to react to this, or
you have to combo it.
Yeah. Or alternatively, make units into troops.
Maybe, but it's nice that it can hit warlords too. It's just make it so you have to combo the card. You can't just have it do its whole thing by itself. So if you play this, you fire off Eidolon's ability or disorienting Shriek or whatever the card's called, or something like that. Then yes, congratulations, you did a cool combo, and you get rewarded for that, rather than just playing a card and having it do rally and loads of power. So yes, cool card, but a little overtuned. Anyway, you next, I believe.
Oh, Ritual of Summoning. That's another pretty cool art, by the way. These rituals have awesome art. So, Chaos, 3 energy, 1/5 structure. Can't attack, duplicitous even, okay. And when you play a cultist, put in play a random lesser demon. Backlash, destroy all friendly demons. Okay.
Wow. Okay, that's interesting.
Hello, Grimdark Tavern. Nice to have you on board. Oh my god, this is actually pretty interesting, What do you think, Shad? I think it's okay, the only problem I have with this is it's giving me Corpheiron PTSD, so
Well, it's only lesser demons, and the fact that it is itself a structure, therefore taking up a slot on the board, means there's actually quite a limit to what you can do with this. There are 0 energy cultists in standard, so you could theoretically turn 2, drop Ritual of Summoning, 2 cultists, therefore 2 lesser demons, and that is reasonably strong, but it's not that strong that I would be like, oh, holy crap, that's going to bend the meta.
I mean, that's going to make Argyltal even better.
No, is it though? I mean, look at that backlash, man.
But then again, yeah, backlash kind of fucks you up. So I don't know.
I think it's a little weak is the thing. Also, I don't like the name because ritual is like an act. That's something that should be a tactic. What this should have been is summoning stone or summoning site or something like that. Summoning altar. There you go. Like a more physical, concrete item rather than a one singular act. I like the flavor, but I don't know if the execution
You know how I would fix it, Chad? You know how I would fix it? I'd make it into a tactic, and you could say, like, you use it, and when you play a cultist this turn, it summons a lesser demon. So, technically speaking, maximum you could get is 3 lesser demons, unless you, like, abuse flank too much. So, technically, this could be a big turn where you summon a lot of lesser demons when you're by dropping cultists as well. And realistically, like, in order to get the full value out of this card, you would have to combo something really crazy, or you would just use it in late game. So this would be a more balanced version of the binding ritual of binding that they have right now.
I don't know. It feels like if it's like a summoning site thing, I'd probably go with something like Relentless. It needs a Relentless effect so your opponent can try and interrupt it, because that's a classic, isn't it, for summoning things? And something like Relentless, destroy another random friendly troop and replace it with a greater demon or something. That would be something I'd probably do.
Yeah, Max also has a cool idea. How about
Oh,
just
yeah.
destroy your cultists and summon a demon for each or something? That
Yeah,
can also
that could
be...
work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be like a significant power boost, because the cultists like dying, and the average lesser demon is stronger than the average cultist. So yeah, that would work too.
Oh damn, my
Yeah.
idea doesn't include can't attack disqualified. He's right.
Oh, it's a structure, obviously. Oh yeah, no, he's right. Yeah, no, yours doesn't. Mine did. Because mine's a structure. Yeah.
Just move on to the spaceport.
Yeah. Oof, no entry for yourself either. This is 2 for 2 teach. 2 for 2. All right. Lion's Gate, 10 energy, 5/12, legendary Imperial Army structure. That's cool. I don't think I've ever seen anyone actually make the Lion's Gate into a card yet. So, can't attack, obviously. It's understated for its cost, but maybe it'll make up for it with its abilities. 5 energy, draw your highest cost troop and put it in play. That is an expensive effect, but appropriately powerful for what it does, what it costs. Relentless and Resolution, create a random Astartes and put it in your deck. Draw your lowest cost troop and put it in play. Oh, damn, okay. Oof. I mean, it's very big and, like, splashy. I don't know. I don't know if I like this design as the thing. The flavor, sure, it's good, but the problem is it doesn't incentivize you to build your deck in any different way. It's just value on value. Like, with Desperate Defense, for example, which is a similar idea to this card in a way, you can't run low-cost troops with that, or you run the risk of messing up the draw. Whereas this, it only ever pulls the highest cost troops, so you don't need to worry about running like 1 or 2 costs to help your early game. It will always just snipe the highest thing in there.
Realistically, this will never find play because no one's ever going to let this live.
Well, yeah, but that's a resolution trigger, so, it'll still get you some value.
I mean, sure, but the 10 energy...
Yeah, it is slow and clunky. So in current modern meta, it would you'd either have to cheat it out with Desperate Defense, or you'd never play it. I agree.
Oh, by the way, for the previous card, Grimdark Tavern had a good idea. How about just have it destroy all demons, including the enemy ones? So that could be pretty good, because this way it just destroys your own demons. Anyway, yeah, for Lionsgate, I don't know, chat. For me, seems a little bit on the weaker side. It's an interesting concept, interesting stuff, but I just think it's kind of, as you said, no build around it, and 2 RNG based. It's like Mount Pharos, but worse for me.
Just value on value.
But I mean, it's cool. It's a cool idea, but I think it needs polishing.
Right. Next one.
Oh, look at that art, though.
That is nice art. You or me? I've lost.
That's you.
Ah, yes. Paralyzing Sensation. 3 energy, epic rarity, Emperor's Children tactic. Give can't attack to an enemy troop until your next turn and deal 1 damage. Probably say to it, but yeah. Perfection triggers perfection of the next troop you play. That's a weird one. So you're sort of like you're paralyzing something and then setting up for your next turn to get a double perfection trigger. A little strange. It should say deal 1 damage to it. Also, paralyzing is spelt wrong because we use English. We use British English, not American English. And it's a British game, don't you know? My country made this. You have to play by our rules. You spell it with an S, not a Z. But yeah, no, it's is it? What would you do with it?
I think I did. Nope. I'm gonna double check. Yeah, you don't like it, Chad?
I just don't know what I'd do with it. I guess it would be fine. Maybe 2 energy. I know it's not really inspiring much from me, no. But it's there's nothing especially wrong with it. It does work mostly.
Wait, did I get Nope's card? Oh my god.
That's true. You could do the Julius Kaiseron double combo, I suppose.
Oh
But
god. I found it in spam. Holy
oh,
hell,
oops.
what is this? Okay, we're gonna leave that for the last.
Sure thing.
Okay.
What do you think about Paralyzing Sensation then?
I think it's okay. I mean, I think that in general, stalling cards always manage to find play, as the guy said there.
Hmm.
It's like it's like something that always sets up a it always sets up a pretty cool play afterwards. So I think it's quite possible that this will find play. I think it's okay. It's just a very how can I put it? I don't even know. Something's off, but I like it. There's something's off, but there's something that's off, but in general, I like it a lot. Yeah? Can't really
Fine.
see much that's wrong with this.
Yeah, no, the wording's mostly fine. It's just this S versus Z thing, really, and it should say deal 1 damage to it. So, yeah. Deal 1 damage to target enemy troop and give it counterattack until your next turn. Something like that.
Roots of Betrayal, then. Defenders of Caliban. 3 energy until your next turn. Give to an enemy unit, can't attack. And when an enemy troop is put in play, take 1 damage.
At 2, Brutus?
You do realize, like, that this is a Defenders of Caliban card, right? So, oh my god. That's so disgusting.
Yeah, there's a lot you can do with that because you're setting up a kill next turn, I suppose. Ooh. Yeah, I suppose that's about right because you do have to combo it, and it is quite difficult to get a full, huge amount of hard removal worth of damage out of it. So 3 energy seems about right, yeah.
I mean, it's better than the other card
Oh,
they
no,
have.
no, it hits enemy units. I thought that was troops. Oh, that's too strong. That's too strong at 3 energy.
Oh, that goes on the enemy warlord, right?
Yeah, well, it can. Yeah, oh, that's mean.
So the thing is, Lunaria, Defenders of Caliban are especially good at just spamming a lot of bullshit troops. Like, they're exceptionally good when it comes to just spamming you with all the trash. So for a Defenders of Caliban player to make this happen, it's unfairly easy, is the problem. So it's
Especially
like,
if you it's an epic as well, not a legendary. So you could theoretically hit your opponent's warlord with this twice, and then just drop what is it, Heart of Caliban next turn.
absolutely.
That casual 15 damage burn on turn 7.
Yeah, that's, I don't know. That's
Theoretically, up to 6. Well, more. No. Like 6 is realistic. Yes, you could get a little bit more with flanks and all that, but it's unlikely.
Yeah. I think that's how it is. Let me just
That's
see.
a lot of burn, and it's stall at the same time. So yeah, that's a bit much. I would say, yeah, because you set it up for the next turn exactly.
Yeah, I guess that's pretty much what it is. So
Yeah, this should be 4 energy. It's not a bad card though. It's cool.
I
Interesting
mean,
idea.
no, I think it's a cool card. It's just that, like, the problem that I have with it specifically is very simple. The problem there is it's a little bit too abusive with Defenders of Caliban, but it's not like I mean,
Yeah,
they
you could also
already kind of have a similar card, and that one just does damage when you have units on the board. So
yeah. If this could only target like non-warlords, I would say this would be fine. But as it is right now, it needs to be 4 energy. I would say.
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Twisted Forests, another one.
All right, Twisted Forests, 2 energy, epic, Defenders of Caliban tactic. Give counterattack to a random enemy until your next turn. Repeat this effect for each friendly troop. Oh, ow. No. No, don't do that. That's really mean for 2 energy. What the fuck? Okay, so we've got
Is it though?
Banished to Legacy now. Yeah, well, Banished to Legacy, we have Nostramo, which was the Night Lord's card that could do
3
basically
energy.
this, but with 3 energy. But I also drew a card, and it was unconditional. So this is a little weaker, it's true, but it's Defenders of Caliban. How easy is it for them to spam their board? Also, typically speaking, effects like this do not multi-hit the same thing, so there will be no wasted shots, I would guess. Although it doesn't specify technically, so theoretically you could just have 6 troops on board, and then you fire it off and it lands, can't attack on the same thing 7 times. It's possible. But that's probably not the intent. And if it is the intent, then that's a bad design anyway for different reasons, because that would be really frustrating to use and very RNG. So, yeah. Either way, if it works how I think it works, then it's overpowered as shit. If it works how it says it works, then it's a bad design. So,
Oh
yeah.
my god. I don't think it's that bad because compared to Nostromo, it's not that good. Nostromo is a legendary, but
Nostromo was busted though. That was the thing. It was like that's not something you should balance to. That was utterly disgusting as a card. So,
yeah, one of the best cards for sure.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't balance to things that were broken. you got to go a little bit below that.
Yeah,
there's a sweet spot where it's playable, but when it doesn't make your opponent go just like, oh, for fuck's sake, not this again.
Makes sense. And plus you can have 2 of these.
Lunaris, counter-attack is technically kind of better than stun. I mean, yes, it doesn't block ability uses, but there's no counterplay, because there's quite a few anti-stun effects in the game. There are no anti-counter-attack effects, except for jamming.
Raziel said Nostromo was so bad that Titans got a common version.
Yeah, at 5 energy with no card drawn, it was still OP.
So,
how busted that card was.
Next one's yours.
Ah, good. Yes, give me the man with the glistening, bulging muscles. Like it. Byzas, 6 energy, 3/5 epic Iron Warriors infantry. The first infantry in the faction, I believe. I don't know who this is, but I assume this is a character from the novels or the lore. So, he has front line.
It's Olympia, so having a Byzas makes sense.
Yeah, he's front line. He has rally, give both warlords can't attack, and all enemy troops -2 attack until your next turn. So the wording's a bit ass there, but the idea is pretty solid. So
I actually would say I quite like this one. If we were to let's talk balance wise. So Thousand Suns have a similar effect for 4 energy. But it's 4 energy plus they use Psyker for it, right? This one's 6 energy, but it also has a weaker body, like 3/5.
You know what? Ironically, I'm going to say I love the flavor of it after a fashion. It does kind of belong here because they have it too. But he is a gladiator. That's what this is doing. It's making both the warlords sit back and watch the Colosseum death match that he is now engaging in, and he's beating the crap out of everyone because he nerfs their attack, and that's
pretty
better.
Cool.
But that's like the World Eaters thing. I mean, the Iron Warriors, I get it. They were also Greek themed, but it is more the World Eaters thing. Yeah, so I do like it.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is like, I think this is quite fine. I mean, you could say some are saying that it's a little bit too much, but I don't think so because it's Iron Warriors, honestly, and realistically, it's just solid for buying you a turn. Like, when we had that like legendary card that we said is buying a turn for them to then do the Grammaton combo, this is buying you without being like as abusive. I'd say this is actually quite good.
Yeah. Only thing is, it feels kind of, unless it's a character from the lore, it feels a little forced to have an infantry randomly inside the Legion. It's just like you should have just found an Astartes art. That's all. Although the art is very nice. I mean, that looks like a. I can't tell if that's an actual piece of classical art or if it's a 40k.
I don't think it's 40k. It's probably classical, but it makes sense.
It does look it, doesn't it? Yeah. Also fishy in the background.
Well, I mean, Olympus. So give me a second.
So maybe Byzas is a person. I thought it was a city, but I could be wrong. Let me just see who was Byzas then. Legendary founder of Byzantium. I don't think he was a character from 40k.
No, it's not a character from 40k. I think it's more reference to all the planet being Olympia, because Byzas is also supposed to be a guardian of Olympus, I believe, or something like that.
Well, yeah, that's kind of my point, though. It's like it should have just been an Astartes. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been better, yeah. But, I mean, overall, I like it. Overall, I think it's pretty good. Solid. Okay.
Right. Is it me or you? Sorry, I'm getting confused.
That's you.
I'm
No,
tired.
that's me. Or
Right.
no,
Yeah.
that's me. An honorable death. The greatest bromance. Okay, 5 energy. Pollux and Barabbas. So give can't attack to your units until the end of your next turn. Return all enemy troops to deck and increase. So this is actually like the Targotai sacrifice, but it makes it cost more, but it does give can't attack to. Oh my god. I think it's too strong.
This is all kinds of fucked. But I like the flavor, but like, oh.
Flavor is perfect. Flavor is
well,
perfect.
actually, no, you know what? No, I don't like the flavor. That's the thing.
Why not?
I like the idea behind it, but well, why is it an honorable death? No one dies when you play this card. Literally, that's the opposite of what happens.
Yeah, in that sense, yeah.
So no, you know what it is? I saw the art and I was like, oh, that's one of the best moments in the heresy, and I went, I like it, and I was like, no, actually, the card doesn't reflect what happens at all. So I mean, I get that it was a delaying action for the dark glass and all that. So I get that, but the name doesn't match, and so yeah. Yeah, sorry, no, it's an interesting card, but it doesn't belong in its faction. The effect doesn't mirror the moment that it's trying to depict. The name is wrong, the wording's wrong, the spelling's wrong. Honorable has a U in it. So yeah, no.
Max says Fulgrim's first fully independent action was to bring the compliant feudal world of Byzas. Well, yes, the planet that Fulgrim took with like 6 people or something, Byzas, right? Absolutely, Max. However, we gotta consider that that's not a problem because in 40k, their names are often like reused. If I could count how many Maximus we have in 40k or something like that, it would be a lot. So,
well, also what he's saying there that means that it should have been an Empress Children card if it was Fulgrim's first action as an independent Primarch.
Well,
anyway,
yes, of like being a planet. So yeah, about this, too toxic. I don't know about like
yeah. Lunaria pointed out as well, it doesn't have a minimum 10 energy clause, so that's going to break some things.
Yeah, it's like the grammar part is yours, but I'm definitely going to say that this is very difficult to balance like something like this because you got Targetai Sacrifice, which at first was returning everything to the board and turning it 0, and that was already considered to be OP. To the point where it had to be nerfed so that it damages your warlord for each thing that it returns. And now you got something that just returns everything, and instead of making it 0, it makes it 2 more. And as you said, it can get over 10 energy. Yeah, this is
and it's one-sided. Yeah, one-sided as well, and cheaper. Yeah, and it just doesn't belong in the faction. Imperial Fists don't do this kind of effect. It doesn't fit their flavor or their lore or their way of war. It's just no. If it was a White Scars card, maybe, but even then, you'd have to severely increase the cost. Like they bounce their own stuff. It's not a huge stretch to think they might bounce and shuffle enemy stuff with a push, but you'd have to very highly price that effect. But yeah, no, sorry. yeah, Max. I always do at least one rant about like a card at one during each stream. I'm, what can I say? I'm passionate.
We got a very interesting card coming though, Shad. Look at this.
Raziel said making a Titan card. Yeah, that makes sense. It would fit their mechanics as well, and it would also fit because it's incredibly frustrating, and Titans are incredibly frustrating. So
yeah, why the hell not?
Right. What's this one then? So the Changeling, 1 energy, 2/2 legendary Chaos Demon. Above stats. Favorite demon of Tzeentch. While in hand, this transforms into another random demon, Astartes or infantry that gains +1/+1 and rally. Gain can't attack until your next turn. Keep this ability. So it keeps so you play it, but it keeps changing?
No, as long as it's in the hand, it keeps changing. So you can. So imagine this. Every single turn it becomes something else.
Right, I remember because we complained about this in one of the previous contests, didn't we? About how it'll change into something else and then it'll forget that it was ever that card and it'll stop having the effect. I remember.
But that says keep its ability. So
yes, yep, that is the correct way to do it. So fair enough. It should be in quotation marks, but that's the only other thing. So basically, you're just getting an above-statted random card, and the extra stat is what you get in exchange for having random crap, essentially, because you'll probably be unsynergistic with your deck. So that's the price you pay. Yeah, I can see that, and the flavor's on point for the changeling, and you also get can't attack on it for a turn. I don't know. The can't attack just feels a bit tacked on here. This feels like a design that doesn't need it. Because otherwise, it's a perfectly fine, random, flavorful changeling card without it. What do you think?
I think it would be better if it just changed into a different demon. Because the range is too big, because you can never have a control. Yeah?
But the changeling's whole thing is that he appears as humans and tricks
whatever
people,
he wants, but I think it's better if you give him a smaller range, because otherwise it's so unreliable, though.
Lunaria, yeah, the way it's worded, the cost would change. Yes, it becomes the whole card. It just keeps the rally gain can't attack until your next turn and the constant changing.
Maybe it could be while in hand transforming to a troop from the enemy deck.
Yeah, Grey Dog. That's the thing, though. If it has a clause in it that specifically fucks over flank and fast cards, then that means that if it randomly transforms into one of those, a large part of a card with flank or fast's power budget goes into it having flank or fast. So that turns flank and fast generations into dead draws. So yeah, no, don't like it. It's,
I mean, it could be okay in my opinion if it was the enemy deck. That's it. Because otherwise,
it's another point. It's also unclear when it changes and transforms.
Yep. So few problems with it for sure.
Yeah. It's
Vengeful. Oh, we all love this.
Yeah, is this one yours, I believe?
Vengeful Fury. Mine. So the beautiful moment of Erebus getting his ass kicked. So 4 energy. If the enemy warlord attacked and destroyed a friendly troop during their previous turn, deal 4 damage to the enemy warlord and give him can't attack until your next turn. Ooh.
Wow, that's surprisingly well balanced, I think.
The flavor is like on point because, spoilers, this is Erebus getting his ass handed to him for killing Argel Tal. And him getting damaged and can't attack makes sense because I think Karn chops his hand off and then, like, I don't know, even chain axes through his spine or something. But then Erebus has to survive because, well, stupid plot armor. Honestly, I think he should have died there. Would have been a good end to the character. But anyway, that's beside the point. I think this is pretty good because 4 energy, 4 damage, can't attack with condition, I think is all right. Because you can't really use this on curve unless the enemy has done something about it. Yeah, pretty interesting. I'd say... Yeah, it's during their turn as well. So, yeah, pretty good. I like it.
Yeah, no, it's surprisingly well balanced, isn't it? Because it's only ever a burn tool. It has some downside. The flavor is perfect, and it's very efficient burn for neutral. But obviously, like you said, it's quite difficult to actually get it to go off when you want it to. So, yeah, I really quite like that.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty good.
Yeah. Anything else to say? I think the formatting seems perfect as well. Actually, I've got to focus in now. Let's see.
Nope.
No, I found it.
Okay, what did you find?
Deal 4 damage to the enemy warlord and give them can't attack until your next turn. You shitlord! Did you just assume their gender?
Oh God!
I know it's true. It's true. You shouldn't use gendered language in design like this because it's just messy. But I knew I'd find something. But yeah, no, it's otherwise perfect. Like, this is a cool card. I like this.
when Shad can't find a grammar mistake, you can always count on him becoming a social justice warrior. So.
No. This is fair because Magic the Gathering used to word it his or her, and they realized, why are we doing this? Them is like 5 less letters. Someone arrest Shad. No, I am the fun police, not you.
Oh God. Okay.
I don't. EG are not consistent with capitalizing damage or not, so I don't personally yell at people for it. But yes, probably. Yeah. Astartes are all male, it's true, but then Sisters of Silence are all female. You know, there are no Misters of Silence.
Yeah, that also makes sense, I guess.
Not yet, anyway. God knows they changed the Custodes. They'll change the the frigid bitches too.
I need the Misters of Battle right now.
You just want an excuse to see power armored men in high heels, huh?
Oh yeah, let's go. Chat, I want you to refresh the folder because there's two more arrivals.
Oh, so, late entries. Okay.
First, we got.
Oh, holy shit! Someone made oh, damn.
First, let's first see the Repressed Corruption.
Oh, okay. Yeah, leave the big one till last. Makes sense. All right, Repressed Corruption. 3 energy. Chaos. 3/6 and Astartes/Demon. Oh, that's interesting. It has counterattack, Relentless, gain +1 attack, 1 energy, remove the Relentless ability and counterattack from this troop. Okay, so it keeps on building until you decide to let it free. That's interesting.
Hey, John Guy. Okay, so Relentless, gain +1, remove the Relentless.
I think the main issue with this is it doesn't build fast enough. But it is cool. But assuming you only leave it for 1 turn, it will be a 4 energy because 3 plus you pay 1 to unleash it for 4/6. And yes, that's above stat, but it's not significantly above stat. So I would say maybe change the Relentless to +2 attack.
I'll tell you what I think.
3?
Make it +3, but make the base attack 1 or something, and then you suddenly have a very rapid thing.
So your opponent can try and weaken it before it goes off. Yeah, that might work. So you have
because
to protect it.
The first turn is gonna be the same. It's gonna be 4, but then it grows exponentially, like to 7.
Yeah, a lot bigger. You could even have it be like double this creature. This is Relentless, double this creature's attack. Oh, that's terrifying. Like Argus Brond.
Yeah, because realistically, also it becomes more balanced because then you have 1 damage, so the enemy can really just face bash into it. So you can sufficiently weaken it. So
Raziel does say the rarity's wrong, and I actually agree with that, but for different reasons. He's saying because it doesn't match the color palette. I'm saying because it's a weird card, and weird cards with weird abilities should be higher complexity and rarity. But yeah. Oh, that's true. Actually, Hypno points out. Yeah, when you use the ability, it'll miss its attack that turn. So it's actually you can make it even stronger, really, then, because you're actually paying 4 energy for a 4/6 that doesn't even get to attack the turn. So yeah. Yeah, I like the double effect, like Lunaria said. Yeah, make it double its attack. So 3 energy, 2/6, double this troop's attack. So if you leave it long enough, it'll turn into an 8/6 and then a 16/6, and there you go. Big, splashy, scary, but your opponent has ample time to react to it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that would be cool. Right.
And the Titan now.
Oh, good lord! You said there were no purple cards in this contest. You lied to me. These are purples, basically. All right. Is it me or is it you?
Yeah, right. I think it's me. Yay.
Good.
So, it's the Sub Umbra Gloriae Ordo Sinister Psi Titan. Oh god. Not the Sinister. Oh, I hate the Psi Titan. It was so crazy strong. Anyway, so what do we have here? Oppressive Aura. Can't attack. Non-warlord enemies have sentenced 1. And 2, give +1 to your units until your next turn. So, none of those can attack except the Claw. So you have to use the Warlord ability to attack with it. Psychic Backlash.
Yeah, but it's also a defensive tool, remember, because it's until your next turn.
So it has +1/0 for every sentenced unit. Oh my god. Can't attack after attacking. Okay. It also comes with Turbo Lasers, which is 2 energy, deal 1 damage to an enemy twice. And it also comes with a Psi Cannon, which is Siege, deal 8 damage to an enemy and 1 additional damage for every unit with sentenced. Now, I kind of point out that sentenced, having Psychic Backlash is really good. Because, give sentence 1 to adjacent units that deal 3 damage to all units. Oh my god. So interesting. Whenever you blow up... what I'm going to say, I always liked the way... Canis Vertex was made, that the arms and everything just got destroyed in a chain reaction. It's too bad that they never added it to the other Titans, it could have been a good nerf to avoid the whole Titan Death Boogaloo.
It kind of created a like a compounding fail though. So I personally don't think that was a good design in theory. So I'm glad they left it off the other Titans. Yeah, the Titans are fucked up design wise for other reasons, but that was one good choice.
It also comes with an oppressive aura, a purple card. I think you don't see this one, chat. I'll throw it in
I
the
can't
chat.
see that one. Yeah, sorry.
So it's 5 energy. Your warlord gains relentless, gives sentence 1 to a random enemy. Oh, Jesus Christ.
So my question for this is, how would you build this? How is, because warlords have to justify their existence. So what would you do differently with this warlord that you wouldn't do for every other loyalist Legio's warlord? And I don't see it personally. I mean, I guess you could do some funky things with weird neutral tactics that do multiple instances of damage, like Voltrax Assault, but like actually within the card pool, I can't see anything that would really synergize especially
issue
well.
with this is that if he gets his 5 energy off, and it gives the sentence to the enemy warlord, then destroying the Titan weapons also becomes an issue because you're gonna take so much damage from the psychic backlash. It's crazy.
What is psychic backlash? Yeah, well, no, hang on. What is psychic backlash? So is that just the effect from Canis Vertex when it melts down?
No, it's give sentence 1 to adjacent units and deal 1 to 3 damage to all units.
Oh right, sorry, it's written on underneath. Of course, I didn't even register that. Yeah, okay. That's permanent sentence. That's kind of scary. Yeah, but again, it's a flavorful design, so I will take my hat off for that. But that's not enough for a warlord. A warlord needs to be flavorful and mechanically interesting to build around. And it's just this is why warlords are the hardest thing to design in this game. And I don't see how you would build this any different from every other Loyalist Legio's warlord. You just spam all of the best staples, same as you would with Magnificent Incendio or whatever the Emperor Titan is called, or Sabrus, or just all of them really. They'd all be built the same. It's yeah.
I guess our trash design. Let's just agree in general. So that's what. By the way,
yeah,
he sent us some beautiful voice lines as always. Yeah. So let me just put that on before we discuss.
It's just an excuse for him to pitch his voice acting work, isn't it?
Yes.
Made.
All right, yeah, let's hear them then.
Monsters.
Beautiful.
We fight in the shadow of glory.
Yeah, that's why I haven't done a Warlord Titan tournament. I haven't suggested one for to teach yet, because I know how hard they are.
It hurts to look, doesn't it?
It would probably be a disaster.
I see you now. There is no glory to be had here, only death. 1,000 psychers scream for your death. We will erase you wholly. No. We are too valuable to lose to such a trivial battle.
We kneel only to Mars, and no one else.
The Emperor is your god of machines. Enough! We end your terror now!
Well, you can certainly try.
1,000 psychers scream for your death.
We will leave your wreckage as a warning.
The War Master is in our sight. We can end this here and now. We must throw these demons from whence they came. We serve you, our Emperor.
That's actually wait. Let me wait for Shad to finish it.
Yeah, sorry, there's a delay for me. I'm having to watch along with your stream. Yeah, that's why I was talking over some bits of it. Sorry.
That's fine.
All right, it's done.
Yeah, it's actually pretty interesting that it includes the Emperor interaction, because there was always a theory that one day we would get the Emperor, though I think that's kind of been scrapped.
He's too strong. You can't put him in. I mean, someone said, why is there Horus Ascendant in the game when there isn't Emperor? But, like, the Horus purple, like, reckoning form we have, that's not the Horus that fought the Emperor in the End and the Death. That's the Horus probably just after Molech that fought Russ.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. But, yeah, no, Warlords are very hard to design. This is a good example of why it would just be the same as every other deck, really. And yes, it's strong, but like, it's Titans. Yeah, Warlords are really difficult. I mean, I myself did a cycle of those. That was kind of what got me and Teach in contact with custom cards wise, because he liked them, did some videos on them and all that. But even now, my own work, like 2 years later, or however long it is now, I look back at them and I still think like only about half of those even succeed by my own metric. And they're just, half of them are just like, how would you even do anything? They're flavorful, but they're not mechanically interesting. So it's really hard. Anyway, yeah. Cool entries this time, though.
Absolutely. And
I have a clear winner in my head, at least. What do you think?
I think I know which one do you mean.
Oh, yeah.
So which one is it?
I think defensive stance is my favorite.
That's what I was thinking as well, that you would say.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But is it what you're gonna say? Is the question?
I don't know. I'm gonna say my favorites right now. So one is. Yeah. Let me just follow up.
Yep.
It's not Omegon. Entrenched auxilia is pretty good in top 3 for me. Altar of Blood is really, really good, but I'm not too sure of it, to be honest. I'll leave it as a possibility. Excilio needs buffs. Not the Eternal Fortress. I think it's a little bit too clunky. Defensive stance is for sure. Garden of Slaanesh is too strong for me. Ritual of Summoning is the opposite. Lion's Gate, no. Paralyzing, I don't know, kinda. Maybe for 3. Roots of Betrayal, I think, is a little toxic. Same with Twisted Forests. I like Byzas or Byzas. It's also pretty cool. Honorable Death, no way. Too strong. Changeling, I think it just has... I just don't see why I would ever play it. Except for fun, basically. Vengeful Fury is really good. And from the new ones, Titan had great work put into it. But it has the same issues that you mentioned. The Nurgle Demon was also pretty good, but I do think it needs buffs.
It's a little weak, yeah. Lunaria did say they would vote for that personally if it was the double version, but that's the thing. We can't really give points based on like our own fan interpretations of the cards. We have to judge what's there. So it's got potential. We can judge the potential, but we can't judge the fixed version that we ourselves made. All right. So yeah, personally, I'm mostly in agreement with you. I think defensive stance is awesome. I do quite like Excilio, and it's just it needs the numbers need messing around with, but the actual design itself is the actual design is good. Repressed Corruption, again, the numbers need fiddling, but the design is good. Vengeful Fury, I like. It's quite narrow, but it's interesting and very flavorful. And appropriately powerful. And Entrenched Solo Auxilia, like you said, it's fine. It's a bit boring, but it works, and it's appropriately powerful, well balanced, and flavorful. So yeah, I think defensive stance takes first easily, personally.
I mean, I'm also leaning towards defensive stance. It's just perfect. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's a great card.
Yeah, plus points for making a good common card as well.
Yeah, that's true.
It's really good. Plus, guys, if you think that it's too strong, think about the fact that this is Custodes, and you're essentially putting this on top of Sentinel, which means that they are becoming you're making them weaker even more. There are situations, however, that you will have to fear Nemesis because of this. So I'd say defensive stance takes 1.
What else is in contention then for 2 and 3? I mean, I think Vengeful Fury probably deserves second, because it's just there's nothing really to criticize about it except for the misgendering, you shitlord.
I would say my next choices for 2 and 3, and we can discuss, are Vengeful Fury, the Byzas, Solar Auxilia, and there was something else, right?
I quite like Altar of Blood personally as well.
Yeah, Altar of
but
Blood is
not
also
yeah.
pretty good, but not for 2. So for 2,
You want to put that to vote then, 2 and 3?
yes, I do.
Okay.
So this is what I think.
I think Vengeful Fury is just head and shoulders above the rest of them, though. I think third place is up for debate, but no.
I mean, I personally think second. We should still put it up to vote for second. So Vengeful Fury. Let's see what the people think. Hello, Sienna. Nice to have you on board.
Hey, as he arrived just at the end, same as before.
Hey, we got Ozzy, my boy, here. So, Entrenched Auxilia, basically. I'll just call it Auxilia, and Altar of Blood. Oh, no. Not the ducks again. Come on, people. Stop it with the ducks. What's with the ducks? Okay, boys. Vote. Vote.
2D. How many people got in the chat anyway?
Yeah, I think already
20.
we can see that Vengeful Fury is getting the most votes, and makes sense, to be honest. He's just really well made.
It's the most polished, the most well balanced, and flavorful. So it ticks all the boxes.
Yeah, I think this is clear that we have a winner for that.
Should we just put Auxilia straight into third then, or do you want to do a recount for third place?
I would say we should
changes?
also do a recount for third, because there are 3 that's pretty good. So Vengeful Fury definitely for
So was that Vengeful Furry?
Oh my god, Vengeful Fury.
Oh, you missed Repressed Corruption as well.
Repressed Corruption? Which one was Repressed Corruption? Oh,
the Nurgle eating.
The Nurgle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
but then, to be honest, in my opinion, because again, we're judging the potential, but the actual card itself was a bit meh. Then I don't think that one should have been eligible for second anyway. But in third, I personally, that's probably what I would put in third myself. But let the people decide.
Okay, boys, for third place, make your decision. Erebus having his ass beaten is always a good design. Oh my god.
Oh god, he is just such an awful, terrible person. It's great. Like, he is so hateable.
Oh, Byzas is ahead, and honestly speaking, I kind of agree, to be honest. I really like Byzas.
If it was an Astartes, not an infantry, I'd like it a lot more. That's my main issue with
Auxilia and Byzas are struggling. Oh my god,
Ooh,
look at that. It's so close.
Neck and neck.
Yeah, 36-36. Oh my god.
Well, still got half the chat left, so they might swing it.
If not, then we redo it with those 2.
Yeah. Tiebreaker. Deserved beat down.
I mean, fuck Erebus for that, honestly. I liked Argyltal so much. I don't know.
I disliked him, but I liked what his character did, if that makes sense. Like, he served a very useful and interesting purpose in the story, but as a person, he was morally weak.
As a person, he's still terrible, yeah, because...
Yeah, he was despicable, exactly. He was the good man who stood by and did nothing.
Okay, we gotta redo it. I mean, yeah, he's the bystander, so, like, I was just a watcher type of guy. But as I said, I love the character itself. It's so cool. But
there you go. So we need to get what's the name of the guy who does all the voice actor stuff for us? We need to get him to. I want him to do an Argyltal impression, saying, "I was just following orders."
Oh my god! The Armaturan trials.
You are hiding custodies under the floorboards, are you not?
Oh, dear Argyltal. Okay, so let's try again, guys. This time it's 1 versus 1.
3D.
Oh my god, this is gonna be...
Ooh.
Crazy.
They're just tying it on purpose to take the piss now. Nah.
What did auxilia do again? Okay, so this is the auxilia, guys. Just a reminder. This was the auxilia, just to show you. And this one was the Byzas. So, just these two were the things. Make your choices, giving you guys a minute to vote. Oh, okay, yeah. Let's actually put the cards on screen. It's really stupid that I don't have them on it in the first place. There you go. Okay, guys, now make a decision. These are the two cards, and you can decide.
Professional streamer, everybody.
I know, right? Well, why didn't you memorize your homework?
Oh god, that's the teacher part coming out.
Someone tie it in a hurry. You guys are playing around with it.
Was that someone tie the furry? Ooh. No, there is no both. We're not splitting. EG will get really annoyed with us. The poor community manager, like, it's a hard job he has, He has to, like, send 3 whole lines of text to people in the coding. It's difficult, man. Don't want to make it 4.
Okay, guys, so 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's over.
Entrenched auxilia.
Entrenched auxilia clutches it for the third. Even though I'd say the others came in quite close as well. It was a pretty interesting vote overall. Wait, let me just close the poll here. Okay. All right. Well then. I think these were some very good submissions though this time. I loved them.
Yeah, some of the Vengeful Fury is just a flavor slam dunk, and defensive stance mechanically is very interesting. I would be very curious to see what decks would exist from that. And I love that it's part of a soft combo deck. You can build the Dreadnought that deals 4 damage to a random enemy twice. So theoretically, there's like a 16 damage combo in there, but it's not targeted, so it's not especially toxic. And the card is not just like a combo piece exclusively. It's not dead without it. You can use it at other points. Just super cool, flexible design.
Amen. Gentlemen, thank you once again a lot for joining in, first of all. There's going to be quite a bit of content coming out this week to kind of reimburse you for the loss of content in the previous weeks because of work, basically. There's going to be a lot of stuff. Plus, there's a lot of stuff in HHL now that I want to try. I finally got my hands on Hathormat EU, and there's a lot of other things as well. And for Warforged lovers, we had what I would say a pretty cool patch. So there's going to be more of that as well. So thank you guys, and we'll see you later. We'll let you know about the